Hello everybody, this is Kiru's show here, and I'm going to be going over the events of Island in this part of the What If. Now, there is always someone who told me that I have missed Island in some of my What Ifs. Two that I have missed it in is Rewind Deku and Fatcom Deku. So, I want to leave it out of the Fatcom one, because I don't believe it really changed up the timeline too much. But for Rewind, I kind of want to do that one because I kind of want to bring Eri to Island. Because I know a lot of people would really love to see that animated. And I know I would. That'd just be awesome. So whenever I do get those series restarted, I will actually do like a episode, whatever one I want to put Island between. Now, let us continue into the What If. Bakugo or All Might would arrive at Bakugo and Deku's house directly after the final exams. Now, he's actually sitting down, talking with Mitsuki and Hasashi about what they are going to do, and essentially where he plans on taking Deku and Bakugo. He would explain that with the fact that they're quirks, essentially how Deku seemed to be remote detonated, but with a little bit of a support item and a tweak, he can essentially nearly cover his entire body in explosions. But he still has that fault where he cannot use them out of his hands. So, to essentially rectify that, sorry about that, I just hit my finger on the edge of my bed. To rectify that, he kind of wants to take them to Island and see if he can get a support item for him. If not, a different style of support item. Because those gauntlets that he had, he's already broken 2 or 3. Meaning that he's a bit of a liability on the battlefield whenever they were to go into a real attack. Mitsuki would just say that he takes a bit more after Hasashi, but Katsuki's a bit more her style. So anyways, that boy is smart and tactical, so even if he doesn't have a support item, he'll still find a way to whoop your ass. Which All Might would confirm. However, Katsuki's a bit more like her, which All Might can visibly tell, as she's somewhat raising her voice. Now, she would go on explaining that essentially these two boys, they've been to Island before. In fact, the last time they took them, it was before their quirks actually manifested. If not, probably 2 to 4 months before the quirks manifested. In fact, it's kind of where Deku actually got his whole little notebook thing from. He's actually a very good artist. All I would just say he can tell he's actually signed one of his notebooks. Now, after that, he would just explain that since they did win the sports festival, he actually does he kind of does want to show them the island now that they can actually remember it. In fact, they might even become very good heroes and one day actually have their quirks surpass his own. She's actually really impressed hearing this from the #1 hero, so she would actually agree to it. Sasuke would just say he doesn't really care. Just at least make sure that they are safe. Anyways, since you're going to be taking them out of the town or out wherever, me and her can have a proper date night. Or, we could probably just stay home, eat ice cream, and essentially watch horror movies. Or comedy movies. If you find a girl who's willing to do that instead of going on like a date night, she's a keeper. Do not let her go. Honestly, it sounds like a great time. Now, back to the What If. Deku and Bakugo are on the plane, which is astounding because I'm not sure how the fuck Bakugo, the human fucking atomic bomb, got to Island. Seriously, how the fuck did he get there? Anyways, All Might is saying that they are essentially going to need to go to a security checkpoint. Deku, you still have your gauntlets and your gloves, right? Deku would say yes, actually holding them up, as Basically, with the fact that they heard his quirk was remote detonation, they were actually able to have less trouble with his paperwork, essentially allowing him through as long as he keeps those items on. Now, he also was told to get, essentially to have an outfit for the ball, if not the essential, whatever it's called, that fancy shit. Anyways, I'm actually kind of tired, so I'm just trying to remember as much as I can. Now, whenever they get to the island, they actually get met with Melissa, who is actually very intrigued as she basically sees two different people who look similar but have different body types. She's actually asking, so they're both your successor? No, Melissa, neither of these two are my successor. They are powerful, yes, but nowhere near at the point Mirio is now. Isn't Mirio that guy who all my hand about this quirk too? Yeah, I think so. But I'm not really questioning it. Alright, well, anyways, dude, what's going on with you and Jiro? Oh, me and her have actually been talking about that. I'm guessing we're dating now? Anyways, I actually heard from her that a lot of 1A is going to be here. A lot of people? Who? How many? I'm pretty sure all of them. All of them, dude? Are you serious? Okay, well, at least the Kirishima and Jiro do at least know all my secret. So they can essentially at least help us keep that on the low. Anyways, so, Bakugo, I actually have a question. What do you want, dweeb? So, what's going on with you and Ochako? Dude, what? Why do you even have to ask? Well, I mean, it's just... I noticed you kind of talked to her a lot lately, and not just that. I heard Jiro actually said that you and her talked a lot during your guys' well, the internship. Sounds to me like you got the hots for her. I will literally blow you away with an explosion. Bakugo, I am wearing the gauntlets. I have the power here. That doesn't mean anything. As Alma would turn around and see these two arguing. Now, he would just say that he has to go talk to David Shield, so they are essentially given free reign of the island. Also, Midoriya, just please do not use your quirk here. Only use it in the competitions that require you to. Yeah, okay, All Might. Now, after hearing about that, Deku would actually somewhat go through the competitions. Now, these are actually updated obstacle courses. They're made for people with many different types of quirks. Not just that, instead of going upwards, you actually have to run through the obstacles. So, it's actually more complicated than that. Plus, you also have to hit projectiles and actually go to save somebody. So it's essentially a pro hero obstacle course that a lot of students would probably fail at. Now, Deku and Bakugo would actually go through this multiple times until everyone in 1A would finally arrive. People would actually come through and actually see the obstacle course as they hear the explosions go off. They would think, okay, who is that? As people would run over and they would see Deku as he actually just kicked through a robot and he says an explosion off, actually barreling himself through another. As soon as he touched it, he made it explode, actually flying off of that one, going for the next one. The way he's moving, people think it's very weird because he's essentially going for lightweight attacks that have heavy damage impact. Not just that, he just keeps flying around. People actually think his quirk might be a flying quirk and an explosive quirk because of how fast he's moving. Now, Bakugo, whenever he goes, he actually goes through and he actually somewhat kind of just blows everyone away. Because every time he goes to throw an explosion, he throws one that's at least a little bit bigger than Deku's, and he immediately just destroys all the robots. Deku, he just kind of tore out pieces of the robots that made them function, while Bakugo is going for brute force all the way. Now, they would essentially, the way this obstacle course is set up, if Todoroki were to do it, since he got 6 seconds in canon, I want to say he'd probably get 5, if not 10 minutes tops in this one. It would probably be that difficult. Now, Deku and Bakugo, however, they actually got between one. Let's say that the best score was actually on a newly given Pro had set, or if not Mario's score before he had One for All. He actually scored about, let's say, under a minute, but that's because he just uses permeation to go directly to the hostage. So his score was considered F, but also in first place. Now, Bakugo and Deku's score, they have at least 3 minutes, because they essentially have 3 minutes along with a B to an A rating. Basically, they got through the obstacle course, they did very nice and well done, and they also rescued the hostage. Todoroki would get somewhat of a D rating because using his ice, he would kind of just freeze the hostage. Now, everyone would finally arrive and Deku would actually see Jiro. He would actually run up to her, saying, hey, as he somewhat is confused on what to do. Jiro would just hug him. As she actually wraps Deku in her arms, Deku's even more confused, saying, oh, okay, alright, nice to see you too. As Deku's confused, so he just hugs her back to make things less awkward. Because that's kind of what you do to defuse awkwardness. Now, as that's going on, Bakugo actually sees Ochako. And he actually asks her if she's going to try the obstacle course. She would just say that she's not really sure, her quirk might not be made for this. Deku would just say that it kind of doesn't really matter, they're made for all types of quirks. I think our specific type, where if we touch things with 5 fingers, we essentially have a small advantage. Not just that, I think you're thinking about your quirk the wrong way. You use it for 0 gravity, but what about the other way around? Huh? The nerd is saying, have you tried increasing gravity before? I don't think I can. Anyways, I'll at least give it a shot. Well, come on. Jiro, do you want to try it too? Jiro would just say, okay, as she actually goes through with it. She would actually get a very decent time in about 7 minutes, along with a B+ rating, I want to say. Because she'd be able to shoot the projectiles, take out the robots, and actually save the hostage. Not just that, but with her earphone jack, she can actually hear what essentially the, what are they called? Captors are talking about in the room, being able to take them down and actually save the girl. If not, save the training dummy they have there. Now, after this, Deku would actually say that was fairly impressive. Or very impressive. In fact, Bakugo, he kind of stopped short at the room, because he almost blew off the doorknob. Now, how about this? Let's go to the music shop. I heard there's one here. After that, we can probably try out this festival along with some foods I've seen. I know I saw some spicy soba earlier. It sounds really good. Yeah, it sounds nice. You guys usually eat spicy food? Oh yeah, no, it's good for our corks. Our corks rely on sweat. They don't smell bad. Well, yeah, it's kind of because it's our mom's part. What do you mean? Our mom she emits this fragrance with her cork that's like really, really weird. It's it smells nice, but it's through her sweat. Our dad's fire quirk actually our dad's fire quirk kind of mixed with it, so we can ignite the sweat and actually blow it up. Because apparently this substance is also very Very flammable. Well, that's actually pretty weird. And not really, it kind of makes sense. So it's basically like a mix between our parents' quirks. Yeah, but why is yours remote detonated? Not really sure. Anyways, let's go. As these two would actually walk off, leaving Bakugo and Ochako standing there. Bakugo's not really sure what to do, and he asked her what she would like to do. She actually kind of wants to explore the island a bit more and go to a bit more of the carnival stuff, which Bakugo would reluctantly follow along with. Now, yeah, as this is going on, yeah, Deku, yeah. They would go to the music shop and they would actually see quite a bit of things around. There's actually a stage in the shop, and Deku actually sees a guitar. Now, he's actually thinking, should he? Will he? It's probably a good time to give it a shot, as Deku immediately grabs the guitar and walks on stage, asking Jiro if she would like to come up and sing. Jiro would say no, she will not, but Deku and the crowd eventually convince her, as she walks up on stage and she actually starts singing, as Deku starts playing a song. A little while later, let us cut to the ball. Deku is wearing a red tux similar to the one Bakugo has in canon, but he actually has a jacket covering it. As Bakugo shows up in, I want to say, a pretty similar outfit, just with inverted colors. Now, as soon as that happens, Deku, he would actually see Jiro show up, and she's wearing her standard outfit that she has, which I believe was the blue dress. I believe it was the blue dress. Hang on. That is actually very surprising that they actually have the just models for the two right next to each other on the same picture. I literally just searched up the My Hero Academia 2 Heroes movie, and this is in the images section. Now then, she's just wearing that standard outfit. I don't know why I thought that was blue. I'm just probably thinking of the small details, which I do try and include. Now, you would actually see her, and she's saying that she actually looks pretty nice, which kind of gets her to blush. Baku would actually say the same thing about Ochako, which actually gets her to blush, as all the guys in class are watching as, oh great. So, the explosive twins now have girlfriends. Not just that, they're girls in class 1A. This is not going to end well, is it? No, let's just see how this plays out. I, Tanya Ida, still think it is highly inappropriate for you to be dating classmates, as the entire Dekuverse just shouts, fuck you to Ida. Ida hears this, and he tries not to cry as he sips on his respectable mint juice. As Ayama is probably somewhere overdosing on it and going the complete wrong way. If you guys know who that's from, good on you. That was pretty funny. Anyways, I thought it was. Now then, they are actually dancing, and Deku's actually saying that it's actually been quite impressive how far they've all come. Jiro would say, yeah, it's pretty cool. What was it? Didn't Kirishima say that whenever he first had his quirk unlocked, he didn't really train it? Yeah, actually he did. But he calls that mode that unbreakable mode he usually uses. He actually used it in Tattoo Tattoo during a sports festival. I'm surprised. That's one of the only ever times I've ever seen him actually pull it out. What do you mean? Well, the first time we kind of awakened that from him, it was not easy. We had probably been at the beach sparring for an hour, and it finally happened. It was probably about like a 2, 3 months after we met him. We told him what our quirks were, and he really, really wanted to try out his defense. He just said he was beating himself with a metal bar the half the time. Kirishima beating himself with a metal bar. That makes a lot more sense now. I know, right? As they would actually be interrupted by the villains attacking. Now, as the villains attack, All Might would try and spring into action, but he would be immediately captured and tied up. Deku and Bakugo would actually burst into action, as Deku immediately lets go of Jiro, and he actually somewhat just starts running toward the villains, as he immediately just reaches into his pocket, pulling out the gloves and sliding one on. As soon as he's going to slide on the other, he actually is already in front of a villain as he actually puts his hands up to blast it. As soon as he does so, As soon as he does so, Bakugo actually springs in, also attacking the villains. They would actually take out quite a few at the level of henchmen, as they immediately try and get away. All Might would have told them that they need to start essentially running and try and take down the villains, as he will be able to catch up with them. They just need to go get someone to disable this thing. Kaminari would actually walk up and actually try charging electricity through it. This somewhat powers it up, as All Might tells Kaminari, no, that's not going to work. Deku just says, okay, Kaminari, this is going to sound very stupid, but you just have to listen to me. As he would be interrupted by Momo just saying, you essentially have to overcharge it. Deku would just say, wow, okay, rude. Anyways, yeah, just listen to her. As he immediately gets up, running away. Bakugo would immediately follow him, knowing exactly what Deku's thinking. They would immediately just start running, as Melissa would say that they need to get to the top floor, as the villains are essentially after something her father invented. They would actually go up to the top. Well, they'd actually start making their way up, as Kirishima and more of the team, like Ibara and I believe Kendo, they would actually be the ones holding off the robots, if not fighting against the robots. With Kirishima and his unbreakable mode already unlocked, I want to say they'd actually make quick work of these, as they'd be running through and they would meet up with those villains once again. I have forgotten their quirks. Okay. Hang on. Okay, now then. The purple guy and the guy with a soundwave quirk, I believe. Or I think it's a water quirk. It looks very weird on screen. Now, they would immediately just be thinking, Deku's thinking that if Kirishima uses unbreakable mode and bum rushes that guy, they might have a chance. If not, Kirishima could probably take them all on his own. As he's saying this, Todoroki actually would walk out saying that he'll take these guys on. As Todoroki immediately says this, he gets up walking out of the bushes. Deku's just thinking he's an idiot, and this is whenever Todoroki, he immediately starts throwing ice at the villains. As soon as that happens, the guy would buff up into his purple mode, and the other one would actually begin dodging and attacking Todoroki. Kirishima would immediately go into his unbreakable mode, actually bum rushing the other villain. Now, well, this is happening. They are essentially told that they need to get out of here. As Melissa is looking around, she actually points to a shaft or a staircase at the very top of the room. Ochako actually turns off the gravity, or she essentially just makes them all float, and they immediately just begin going up to the stairwell. She would actually turn gravity back on, and they would then immediately just go to the very top, where they confront the guys who are stealing the device. While they are doing this is whenever they would essentially show that they have David Shield hostage. Now, All Might has already broken out, and he is starting to be on his way. While this is happening, They are going over the whole explanation that they are taking this device because if it's a quirk enhancer, or if it can make weak quirks stronger, then that's just not right. Or if it's a way to give people quirks, they're not sure. Now, after this, they would essentially hold Division hostage, and Jiro's charging up her sound waves. She's turning up the frequency, and she's actually turned it up higher, and she immediately just blasted at the guy. As soon as she did this, it would hit the gun and the man, and the gun would immediately start dismantling, if not somewhat just vibrating before turning or tearing itself apart. As the guy's hands are still shaking, he would actually just be hit into a wall. Now, the villains would be running out as Deku and Bakugo, along with Jiro, follow them. Deku immediately just thinks, okay, Bakugo, as he immediately tosses a gauntlet to him. He's basically telling him that they essentially need everything they can both muster to take this guy down. Deku would eventually hear the whole "I am here" as they get to the top of the roof, and the guy's in the helicopter. Jiro immediately goes to throw her sound waves, but All Might actually stops her, pointing her hand upward, as it actually creates a shockwave nearby the helicopter, throwing it off balance. All Might would just say that he's got it, and he would jump up into the air, actually taking down the helicopter. Now then, afterwards, this is whenever Deku and Baku would watch as this guy essentially would put on the thing and immediately just start tearing apart the entire rooftop. Now, while this is going on, Deku would actually think that, okay, this is not good, but there's a bright side. As he immediately brings up his arm, he's about to pull the pin, but Jiro would just say, wait. As she says this, she actually tells Deku that essentially he might need to pull all the pins at once. Deku just says that he could probably do that, but it might take a minute. So, oh wait, I know what I need to do. As he would tell Jiro that she needs to essentially throw him. Okay, but why? Well, it's going to be very stupid. Why do I like you? Anyways, okay. Well, that was easier than I thought. I get to throw you, and you get to suffer the consequences for being stupid. This is a win. Fair point. As Jiro immediately throws Deku through the air with a sound wave, Deku's actually getting close. Bakugo sees this, and he actually starts firing himself in that direction. Actually blasting bigger and bigger explosions to catch up with Deku as All Might immediately just begins smashing through the robots and actually taking out quite a bit of its arms. All Might gets to the very top, actually going to throw into a Detroit Smash, and Deku actually goes to pull the pins as he lets loose all 5 of his pins and his bigger pin, with a total of 6. So he does this, and so does Bakugo. The ensuing explosion would actually tear apart quite a bit of things, as they are able to capture the guy and actually take him in, along with, well, essentially get the device, or whatever it was, the headpiece. As the guy would go to jail, David Shield would suffer some consequences for making this thing, and everyone would go back to the mainland, where they are told they are going to be going on a field trip. Now, that is where I'm leaving things off of, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. I will catch you guys later.